Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to see about three important components. Those are users, groups, and roles. How the combination of these three allows the access to the users to log into the system and perform certain operations on the table and its data, like create, update, read, or delete. First, if we see users, users are the individual people who log into the system to perform certain activities. Either it can be end users who are looking for some help, or it can be agents who will provide the resolution, or administrators who administer the platform. And then we have groups. Groups is a set of users or a collection of users who will perform a similar set of action, and those all users will be made a part of a group, and those will be performing a similar function or a similar activity. And then we have roles. Role is a set of permissions that is given to the user to perform on a table and its data. User can be able to do 4 to 5 different activities. Example of those are like create a record, read a record, update a record, delete a record, and even viewing the records in the list. Now, the thing works here is like users will be added to the group. Group will also have the roles, and the people added to the group will inherit those roles, and then they will be able to perform certain activities. This is very much useful when it is coming to the concept of like bulk update or bulk role provision, because instead of giving an individual roles for each person, this is very much beneficial to avoid in the redundant activity. Now, this is how it's a small graphical representation. Users will be created, they will be added to the groups. At the same time, roles will be created and they will be associated to the groups. And the people belonging to the group will be able to inherit all those roles. And there is also an alternative approach that individual people can also be assigned with roles. Now, let us see the same in the PDI instance. From this one, we need to navigate to user administration. Okay. Now we can see we have three components: users, groups, and roles. Now I'll be creating two users, one group, and one role, and we'll see how individual assignment will work and how the group assignment will work. Click on users and then new. Let me save the record. And now if we see, the user record will be displaying the information like either it's user ID, first name, last name, email, language, contact number, format, everything. And at the same time, it will also display the related list, which will show what the user roles are, and if they are part of certain groups or if they are part of delegates, skills, all the necessary information will be displayed on the user record. Let me try to create a second record. Let me filter with the records that are created. Let me duplicate the stamp so that we can parallelly see multiple data. And then create a group. We need to click on groups and then new. Now, if I see here, the group has needed information like who is the manager of the group, any common group deal that can be stored here. At the same time, we can see what role that this group will have, and it will also show group members tab. So, where are the members of this group? When we associate them, they will be inheriting the roles that this group has. And a group can also have a multiple child groups, like one group can be a parent of another group. We can see that concept a little bit later once we go deep down into the topics. Next thing is roles. Let me create a role. Have to click on roles and then new. Okay. Now I would like to add a couple of existing roles to this one. Incident and problem roles. Okay. Fine. Okay. So I want to just give incident free role, and at the same time, okay. Now if we see what were roles provided, they have been added to the roles. Now let me go back to the users, and then I'll be adding users to the group. First thing that I would be doing is like adding the role which I have created. And then to add the users, we need to click on edit. Okay, let me add one user, and the other user I'll be directly adding the role instead of the group. Okay, now we can see the combination, like this person is an individual user. He's added to the part of the group test group, and as test group has the role, now we need to see this person is inherited with the roles from this group. Now let me open this user record. If we see, the information has been populated here. Like whenever the person is added to the group, it will be displaying here. At the same time, we can see like the roles we have given, those have been added here. And we can see multiple other roles too. This is because like with one role, there will be other roles coming down as part of inheritance. These all roles are part of either incident read or the problem read that they have inherited when that role is provided in the test role. Now, for this one, let me impersonate the person as test user one and see if the person has access to read incidents on problems. For that, let me impersonate the user. Now, if we see here, under the incident, it does not have an option to create a record, but all the filters, rest of them, does provide access to the user to view the incidents. Similarly, let me look into the problem. In the same way, it is providing access to the filters where the user will be able to view the incidents. Now, let me end impersonation. And for the other user that I have created, I'll be directly adding the role instead of the group. The roles can be provided either to the users individually or through group management. And the best practices like using the group management because that avoids multiple maintenance activities in maintaining the roles. Okay. Now here I want to provide the user with incident right role so that we can see that difference. As I have not made the user part of a group, so user will not group will not show any information. At the same time, as the person has inherited the instead right role, whatever child roles of that one will be also provided to the user. Now let me impersonate this user and see the difference. Now if we see there is a difference in the role and how we assign to, we can either assign role to the user directly or to the group or different roles. Based upon the role that the user is provided with, they will have the relevant privileges to perform the activities in the system. Now, this is the basic thing like how the users and their privileges are managed. There are much more to this one, which we'll see in the further concepts. That is all we have for today, and then we can connect back in the next session. Thank you, everyone.